Okay, so in this video we are going to see how we can set up Plesk. Okay, so for this you have only one requirement, that is having this server. If you have VPS already or server already, that's okay. If you don't have, you can follow along with me. For me, I'm using DigitalOcean for getting this server, but you can use any cloud provider like AWS, Linode and Hetzner or whatever. For me, I'm going to stick with the DigitalOcean. Okay, so let's hit on the create. Let's select the region here, and for Ubuntu I am going to choose 20.04, or you can choose the 22.04 also, but don't choose 23.10 because that is not supported by the Plesk. Okay, so next thing we need to do is select the server type. In the regular we have $6 VPS also, $12 VPS also, but I'm just going to select this 2 GB RAM and 2 core server, right? So once that is done, here you can set up the password or you can set up the SSH key. I have already added the SSH key, so I'll just keep stick with that. Otherwise you can just type here password whatever you want to type, and you can hit with the continue. Here for server name I'm just going to do the test. It's not important, it is just for management. Let me hit on create. So once the server is created, you will get IP address. So copy that particular IP address. Let's open the terminal. Let me make the terminal a little bit bigger and do SSH root at IP address. Sorry, at IP address, and that should do the SSH login. So for me, it didn't ask password because I am setting the SSH key authentication. But if you are choosing the password authentication, it should give you option for typing the password also, right? So once that is done, you can type the apt update, which is kind of standard operating procedure when you create the server. First update the server and first update the server repository to the latest version, and then upgrade, so that will upgrade all the packages on the server. So the upgrade process can take a little bit longer. It depends on your server size and your server quality. So for me it's already done, so let me just clear my screen. So once that is done, we need to get the basically bash script to install the Plesk. Okay, so this is the command wget and this is the URL for bash script. So once you do ls, you will find this particular script is there. So if you do nano and then paste the script name, you will find what's inside the script. If you want to check all of this, it's okay. For me, I'll just blindly trust this particular script because it is provided by officially Plesk to install on Linux. And once that is done, for next thing we need to do is we need to basically change the permissions for that particular file so that we can execute file. You can use chmod plus x means add executable permission or execute permission to the Plesk installer. So once that is done, you have the Plesk installer ready. Okay, so now for Plesk installation we have two options. First, we can go with the local installation on the terminal, and second, we have graphical installation on the web browser. Okay, so for me, I'm going to choose the graphical web installation because every time I do something on this channel, I basically use the terminal thing. So let me just try the graphical thing one more time. Okay, so right now as you can see, once I enter this particular command, it's stuck. So it is not stuck, it is checking all of the necessary things, or it is checking the all of the necessary stuff that needs to be on server in order to proceed with the installer. So once that is done, you will get URL something like this. So for me, for my server, I have the private IP also and the public IP also. So that's why it is giving me private IP URL something like this. Okay, but in your case or in my case, I have public IP also. So I can just copy this particular IP address, go to the browser and add colon here, and I will just add same port 8447. Okay, so let me just go ahead 8447 and hit enter. So it will be automatically redirected to, no, it is not redirecting. So let's type https here in the beginning and that should do the thing. Okay, so I did a little bit spelling mistake here. So once you type https in the beginning, it will open something like this. Hence the SSL for this particular server is generated by the server. That's why it is self-signed. So that's why it is this error is showing. But don't worry, click on the advanced and click on the proceed and save. And once that is done, you will have this nice dashboard right here. So here it is asking for root and the password. So if you are choosing like option like SSH key authentication like me, then you need to add or like do one more step here. Okay, so what is this step? So hit Control C and do type PASSWD. That will change the password for the server. Okay, so here you need to use really strong password. Make sure that you are using really strong password, because this is your root password and that is being entered on the web interface, so it has to be strong password. So once that is done, you can just go here, exact same password. Okay, so right now it will not respond because we need to start this web interface once again. So once that is done, go back here, refresh this particular page, you will get something like this. Enter the password here and hit login. Remember, I am using root user, so if you are using any other user, you should choose that particular user right there. Okay, and you are saying, you might say that like we are entering our root password on the web interface, so is it secure and that stuff. Okay, so it's basically secure because the SSL is generated by the server. It's a self-signed SSL and we are accessing through HTTPS. I agree it's not verified because it's self-signed, but it is HTTPS. So whatever content I'm going to send, it is going to be encrypted, right? So I think yeah, pretty much secure right here. So let's click on the install, let's click on the Plesk, and let's click on the continue. Okay, so once we hit the continue, it will go through the all necessary things on the server that requires in order to do installation, right? So right now over here we are saying that the version of the Plesk is 18.0.60. Whatever installation we need to do, full, custom or recommended, I'll just stick with the recommended option. I'll just click on the continue, and then it will pop up installation logs right here. So right now the installation process has been started, so it might take a little bit longer. It also depends on your server size. If you have like clearly good amount of RAM and CPU, that shouldn't take too much long. But if your server is like, if you are doing some testing and you just selected 1 GB RAM server or something like that, you should wait a little bit longer in order to see installation complete, right? So what I will do, I'll just pause the video right here, and once the installation is done, I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, the installation process has been done. So let's click on the OK, and let's wait for the next page. Okay, so there will be actually no next page. The installation process has been done. If there is a next page, then it will just show the add and remove components. That's basically in the Plesk installation we have different level of the plugins. So if there is anything like that you need to remove, like let's say DNS or mail server or something like that, then you can go here. Otherwise for update process you can go here. Okay, so right now everything is done. Next thing we need to do is let's hit Control C right here and type reboot here. Okay, so in case your user is not root, then you might need to type the sudo reboot, sudo reboot. Okay, so that should do the thing. Okay, so it will take like 5-6 seconds to reboot. So let me just try to log in again. Okay, the reboot process has been done. Let's go to the browser and let's go here and open the IP address. Okay, so once I click on the IP address, it is saying the HTTPS not secure connection, and hence it is self-signed certificate. It will not allow me. So let's click on the proceed unsafe, and here we need to add the root and we need to add the password for the root that we have entered. Okay, so unfortunately I think okay, so I have the password. I thought I lost the password. So let's paste the password right here, click on the login, and that should give you access. So right now we did root login, but we can log in as an administrator also. So next time onwards we can use the admin as a username, and then password, this is the password that we can use. Okay, so let me just paste that password right here and click on the okay. So here we are going to use the process with full featured trial license that I'm going to choose. Okay, if you have the paid license, you can go with the paid license also, but for me I'm just going to choose the trial license. Once I click continue, it will try setting up the basically Plesk, and once that is done, we will be automatically logged in into the Plesk, right? we don't need to separately log in. Okay, so using the admin, because we will have the admin user by default. So if I go here, as you can see, administrator is right here. So if I log out from here, then I need to use admin as username and then password that we got set just right now. Okay, so yeah, this is how you can install the Plesk, and that's all. In next one we will see how we can set up WordPress website on Plesk.